Hello and namaste. Welcome to Mechanical Explorer. Here we are exploring fascinating topic of mechanical engineering. In the series of thermodynamics, today we talk about the thermodynamic system properties and its types and continuum. So before we further deep dive into that topics, let's revise a bit what is the thermodynamic system and all the stuffs. So what is a thermodynamic system? A matter or region in a space upon which the attention is concentrated is called the thermodynamic system. For example, let's say boiling water in pot, or in engine, in a piston cylinder, or in a turbine, or in a refrigerator. Anything can be the thermodynamic system. Whatever the outside is the system is called the surrounding, and the imaginary line which separates system and surrounding is called the boundary. There are mainly three types of system. First is an open system, second one closed system, third one is an isolated system. In open system, both energy and mass can cross the boundary, which also called the control volume, and second one is a closed system, which only energy can cross the boundary, not mass cannot cross the boundary of the system. So that's why it's also called the control mass. In isolated system, neither mass nor energy can cross the boundary. So both and energy cannot cross the boundary. So fixed mass and fixed energy. That's why it's called isolated system. And now let's talk about the properties of the system. So all this thermodynamic system has a certain characteristics by which its physical condition may be described, and such a characteristics are called the properties of the system. All properties are microscopic in nature, and when the properties have a definite value, the system said to be exist at the definite states. Properties are the coordinates of the state of the system. And there are mainly two types of properties. One is an intensive property, and second one is extensive properties. What are the intensive property? Those properties which are independent or not related to the mass of the system. For example, pressure is not related to the mass of the system. Temperature is not related to mass of the system. All those properties which are not related to the mass of the systems or independent to the mass, they are called the intensive properties. And extensive properties are those properties which are dependent or related to the mass of the system. For example, total volume, mass, total energy, etc. are the extensive of the systems. Here I like to mention that if there is a ratio of two extensive properties, then the result is intensive property, which is also called the specific extensive properties. Like density is the ratio of two extensive properties, volume and mass, which that's why it's called the density. The density is an intensive properties. Now let's talk about the continuum before we end this video. So we all know that matter is made up of the atoms that are widely spaced in a gas, and it is very convenient to disregard the atomic nature of the substance and view it as a continuous homogeneous matter with no holes, and that's called the continuum. And this idealization allows us to treat as the property as a point functions, and assume properties are vary continually in a space with no jump discontinuities. And this idealization valid as long as the size of the systems we dealing with is a large relatively to the space between the molecular of the system. And this idealization is implicit in many statements. So density of water in glass is same at any point. If you found this video informative, please like, share and subscribe.